Hi, friends, and happy 2023. Dr. Melissa here, your friendly neighborhood anti-diet and body shame smashing East Asian medicine doctor and skin expert. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. And if you've watched me before, hello again. I'd love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel and also like this video and share it with anyone you think might benefit from my holistic approach to skincare and wellness practices. I want to welcome you to another episode of Makeup Free Monday, the show where I give barefaced facts about skincare and wellness topics. This is the first broadcast of 2023, and I have so many fun topics to cover this year. Today is one of them. We're going to be chatting about affirmations and how they can fit into your life.
Wake up, hydrate, don't worry about the makeup. Dr. Melissa's on your side. She's a cool doctor, gonna slay your body shaming ways. You're gonna take care of yourself today. Everybody, love your body. She's my self-care doc. Everybody, love your body. She's my self-care doc.
Well, if you've been on social media at all this past week or so, I'm sure you've been inundated with all the talk about resolutions, new year, new me, that whole thing. For a lot of people, myself included, it felt really overwhelming, especially this year, because this year was pretty challenging for a lot of folks, including me. It seems to start earlier every single year, and while there's a lot of positivity to a lot of these efforts, for many of us, it can sort of feel positivity overload to the point where it can almost be toxic to our minds. Now, for those of us who don't fall into Western beauty or wellness standards, it can feel even more daunting, especially with the sheer amount of things like fat phobia and racist beauty standards that spread during this time even more than the rest of the year. And while I 100% appreciate people setting goals and bettering themselves, however they see improvement needing to be made, I personally have decided to opt out of the pressure of resolutions this year, and instead am going to be focusing on simply loving myself more. And I hope that you'll join me on that quest if it resonates with you. Now, one of the ways that I practice self-love is with something called affirmations, which is why it's the topic of our talk today. Using self-affirmations or positive statements to improve your life might sound a little woo-woo or out there, and possibly for those of you out there old enough to have seen the Saturday Night Live sketch, might conjure up images of Stuart Smalley saying, "I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me." There, I just dated myself. But believe it or not, there's actually some really great science behind affirmations and their effectiveness on humans. There's been so many studies done about affirmations, with more growing. One of my favorites was done back in 2005 at UCLA, and it found that study participants that used affirmations had significantly lower cortisol response when faced with a stressful situation. Now, if you've heard me talk about cortisol before, that's one of those hormones that gets released when we're under stress, and it can cause all sorts of problems in the body. Now, more recent studies, like one done at Stanford, Stanford has also found that affirmations become more powerful the longer that they're practiced, because they create something called a positive feedback loop between our self system and our social system. So this helps us to adapt to stressful situations easier and also helps to challenge something I like to call our inner critic. Studies have also shown that regular use of self-affirmations can improve many areas of our lives, including overall health, relationships, and even educational outcomes. It also helps people cope with unfamiliar situations by enhancing early processing of the feelings of uncertainty. Pretty cool, right? It's all been proven at universities. I linked a couple of my very favorite studies in the video description on YouTube here, in case you feel like reading the academic findings for yourself. But I think I boiled it down to a pretty decent summary. There's also a link in there to my free self-care quiz, and when you fill that out, you'll get a copy of my affirmation inspiration template. It's 100% free, there's no obligation, and I hope that you'll find it useful in crafting your own affirmations. Now, after plowing through all of these studies, investigating them, and doing research for this video, I found some common themes. And what I found was that the content of the affirmation mattered as to whether or not it was effective. So I boiled it down to 3 key concepts in crafting effective affirmations, and I'm going to share those with you right now. So let me just pop up my super simple slides. So number 1 is specific is terrific. So using a broad or generic affirmation can sometimes backfire. An example of this is saying something like, I like myself. Keeping it that simple and broad can actually trigger thoughts of things that you don't actually like about yourself. Whereas a specific affirmation, such as, my smile lights up a room, can be more effective in the long run. Now, while I do share some general affirmations on my inspiration sheet, I really want to encourage you to make them more specific to you. Number 2 is to check your alignment. Make sure that your affirmations align with your values and beliefs. Being authentic and speaking your truth is one of the most important parts of having an effective affirmation. If your affirmations contain things that you deep down don't believe to be true, it's not going to work for you. Acknowledge your true self and encourage yourself from there. That is truly the best way to approach this. And finally, the 3rd key is to be future oriented. Now, this is a bit of a misnomer, but it was the shortest way that I could think of explaining it. You do want to speak in the present, but if you're just getting started, you may not feel confident enough to say, I am blank. So if you aren't there yet, instead, try saying working on to your sentence. So before too long, with repetition, you'll find yourself believing in it a little bit easier. So I hope that really helped you sort of lock in what you need for an affirmation. Now, once you have those affirmations crafted, it's time to put them everywhere. I'm a big fan of sticky notes. I have all different shapes and colors, and I like to write short affirmations down on them, and I put them on my bathroom mirror, and I put them on my desk. Another idea would be to set an alarm on your phone with an affirmation attached to it, or a reminder in your calendar, or even make it the background on your device or your desktop. Now, you can also add other self-care activities to your affirmation time. Now, some easy ones to incorporate that you may already be familiar with are breathing exercises like box breathing or extended release breath. We went through that a couple weeks ago on Makeup Free Monday. You can use some acupressure techniques or some ear seeds. You can use EFT tapping or aromatherapy. I like to use a lot, especially these little sniffy herbs right here. You can also journal or even do a short meditation. Now, if you would like advice on any of these, or you want assistance in putting together a customized self-care routine, please get a hold of me because I would absolutely love to help you find your best self. And with that, that's all that I have for you today. I know it's kind of a short one, but I hope you learned something and will work on incorporating effective affirmations into your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And join me next week at 4 p.m. PST for another episode of Makeup Free Monday, where we're going to be chatting about one of my favorite topics of all time, water. Now, I also wanted to let you know, please save the date for Saturday, January 21st at 7 p.m. PST for my second annual Lunar New Year's Eve live stream. And I can't wait for this one because I'm going to be sharing with you all about the year of the rabbit and be leading a guided meditation to help you ease into the energy of the new year gently. Until then, take great care of yourself and don't forget to hydrate.
Everybody, love your body.